How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages?
During my planning production of my promotional package and my evaluation, I was entitled on using software to complete the project successfully. I was required to use programs such as Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, Visual Hub, Motion, WordPress, YouTube and GarageBand. By using WordPress, I was able to store my work on a cloud service. I was able to upload my work at any time of the day, which then could be easily accessed by my teachers as soon as the work was uploaded. It was ready to be marked by the teachers as I had to wait for feedback. This had many advantages as well as disadvantages. There are many advantages of using WordPress. I was able to upload any types of files, which meant I did not have to convert them into another file type. This saved a lot of time, as I have to convert every file and then get it submitted. Furthermore, the service that WordPress provides is absolutely free, which means anyone could register and store their work on the WordPress server. The simplicity of the blog was also useful, as I did not have to waste my time introducing myself to the blog. All I had to do is register and I was ready to submit my work. The negatives that come with using WordPress is that if their server is down, this means no one can access my work. This could mean that the work becomes unavailable for a few days, hours, weeks, or it might be lost. In order to present my focus group, I've chosen to use a QuickTime Movie Maker. This was very useful, as the mark scheme states that I should use a variety of different ways to present my work. QuickTime Movie Maker was very simple to use, as the Macs that we were working on had the cameras fitted directly in them. Therefore, I was able to record the focus group straight off the Macs instead of using cameras. QuickTime Movie Maker has also allowed me to present my focus group as a movie. By using a video form for my focus group, I was able to achieve a higher mark. During the construction of my main product, I was required to use different technologies including Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, YouTube, WordPress, Motion, GarageBand, Visual Hub again. In order to get familiar with the following programs, we had to be introduced to them in the first place. In order to create my poster successfully, I have chosen to use Photoshop. Photoshop had allowed me to edit my pictures, text, different effects, which made my poster look a lot more professional. In order to make my main image look a lot more frightening, I was required to create a few new layers in order to darken the character's hair using the brush tool. The creation of my background also took a lot of time, as I had to find a texture in order to make my poster look as if it's cracked. This was done again by creating a new layer and using the overlay option. In order to cut out the institutional logos, Paramount and Dolby, I was required to use a tool called Magnetic Lasso tool, which was fairly easy to use as it recognized different types of colors and it did most of the work for me. The use of the same image on my website meant that I did not have to do any more editing to my main image on my website. I have used a girl with her hair down in order to create enigma, as the audience don't exactly know who the character is. The effect of the face being cracked and dark hair made the image look frightening. Photoshop has also helped me in terms of the structure, layout and font on my poster and website. I could align the poster in whatever manner I wanted to. The choice of using a sans serif font or serif font was also very helpful in production of my poster. In order to present my title in the condition that it is now, I had to use various tools in Photoshop, for example bevel emboss, the inner shadows and inner glows. Photoshop also allowed me to resize the text in the manner I wanted it. This has allowed me to set the importance of the text according to my choice. This is the reason why the title of my poster is the largest, as it is the most important piece of text. By adding inner shadows and glows made my main title stand out of the background, which makes the main title stand out from the other pieces of text and makes it eye-catching. The use of bevel emboss tools made the title look more professional. The choice of colours on my poster was also very important, as it allowed me to create the house style throughout my poster, website and trailer. The colours had to be then edited in order to create and match the house style of my work. This was easy to do, as Photoshop has a colour sampler tool which copied the colour on the text and allowed me to use it anywhere I wanted to. This led me to having my title in red that relates to the horror genre really well. The use of the color grey on my tagline allowed me to set the tagline in the second place of the importance on my poster. In order to stick to the house style, I have chosen to use the same effect and font sizes for my website. The use of the house style throughout my promotional package allowed me to stick to the same convention, and whenever the audience wants to go on the film website, they will know that it's the same film as the poster and website are similar looking. In order to make my trailer, I was required to use Final Cut Pro, including some of other software. Final Cut Pro allowed me to set my footage in a non-linear manner, which then was edited and placed in the correct order. Final Cut Pro was very easy, as the transferring of the footage from different cameras was very simple. All I was required to do is press the log and transfer button, and all was done for me. The Mac then found the footage automatically and downloaded it off the camera that was connected to it. This footage was then seen in Final Cut Pro and was ready to be edited and put in place. In order to make my footage shorter, I was required to use the blade tool. This allowed me to cut scenes with precision and remove any inconsistent scenes. In order to make the trailer scary, I was required to use different sounds. The sound fluctuation is very important in the horror genre, as it sets the pace of the movie. In order to fluctuate the sound in my trailer, Final Cut had a tool called the pen tool, which allowed me to have the sound louder in some places and quieter in others. As we were not allowed to use the copyright material, we had to use GarageBand, which had over 1,000 different sounds to choose from. These were split into several categories. The large choice of sounds meant that I had more than one running through one scene. Also, by having such a large amount of sounds in one program meant that it was quite difficult to find the right one, as there was simply too many of them to choose from. In order to import the recorded sounds on the dictaphone, I had to use Visual Hub. Visual Hub allowed me to convert the WMA file type to be compatible with Final Cut. In order to make my captions look more professional, I have chosen to use Motion. This has allowed me to animate any text. It had many effects to choose from, so I could have the text fade in, on or out, or the text being typed onto the screen. Different effects suited different film genres. This had persuaded me to use the specific effect on my trailer. I was also able to add the background that suited my house style. This was very useful, as it shows that the house style is consistent throughout my poster, website and trailer.